Hey guys, Alex here from AlexFergus.com, and yes, the June Redlight Therapy news update is here, and we've got a lot to cover. We've got a bunch of new products, some very expensive, $5,000-$6,000, some new updated Redlight Therapy body panels coming out, some more panels incorporating pulsing, so I'm going to talk about all of that. We've got some interesting articles on eye health, multiple sclerosis. That's a really neat article as well. We're going to check that out. A neat study on weight loss and improved biomarkers from the use of Redlight therapy, and that's a published study, so stay around for that one. And then finally, I'm going to answer a question that came through this week, or this month, sorry, and share some of my updates and exciting projects I've been working on. Real quick, if you're new here, my name's Alex, and I cover all sorts of Redlight therapy topics, product reviews, comparisons, new products, new science, all that cool stuff. I've done a lot of videos. If you want to buy a Redlight therapy panel, check out my 2021 body panel comparison series. I compared 12 panels over all sorts of metrics. Chances are, if you want to buy a Redlight therapy device, I have a discount code for it. So always try discount Alex, ALEX, and you should be able to save some money. All right, let's get back to the news headlines. Cool, so first things first, a bit of an update from me. I've got some good news and bad news regarding the channel. So the good news is I'm gonna be doing more product stuff, more product reviews, more comparisons. I'm gonna look at more products beyond the body panels that I've typically covered. Still in the Redlight therapy space, but yeah, you're gonna see some neat stuff coming through. I'm also gonna start doing more interviews with Redlight therapy gurus, you know, whether these guys are researchers, scientists, or even the founders of some companies who are quite passionate about this stuff. So I know people have seen my interviews with Mark from Platinum LED and Scott from LightPath LED, and they've been well received. So yeah, expect to see more of that. Unfortunately though, you're not going to see the health content that I have talked about, and I've actually said that I was going to start doing. I thought I'd get into more like the health benefits of Redlight therapy and take a deep dive into some of the science on that front. For two reasons, I've decided I won't do that. So I'm sorry to disappoint. The first reason is it's a lot of work and it requires a lot of research and a lot of time, and I want to get things right. I don't want to come out and say, hey, look, you know, this wavelength at this dose can treat this, and then find out that that study was flawed, or you know, there's more to it than that. So that's one thing, because I only want to put out good content, and that's why when I review things, I test them, I can put out, you know, factual information that I can back up. Secondly, it's the censorship risk. I've been hit hard on my blog over the years when I went deep into the health stuff, and I don't really want that to happen again, especially here on my YouTube channel. So if I start getting into the health stuff and then I get like censored, or if the YouTube algorithms decide they're going to crack down on content that is health related and not, you know, supported by a drug or something, I just don't want to get caught up in that. So for those reasons, I'm going to stick to more of the product stuff, but I do want to bring on more scientists, doctors, whatever, who are very switched on with Redlight therapy, so maybe we can tap into their knowledge base. Also, I'm going to be sharing and linking to some really good studies and articles. So if you're wanting to know, hey, look, you know, what do I need to do for skin health and Redlight therapy? You know, hopefully I can find a really good article and share that. But I personally won't be doing that content myself. I hope you understand. All right, so now we're going to look at new Redlight therapy products. First up, we've got Vielight or Vielight. I've always said Vielight, but someone recently said it was Vielight, so I'm not too sure which one it is. Anyway, they're the headset where you can, and also the intranasal device where you effectively are shining Redlight therapy straight into the brain or into the brain. They have come out with a new and advanced product called their Vielight Neuro Pro. Now, this is top tier, very expensive, $5,000 to buy it, but it's marketed for those who want the best and also want advanced customized options. So for instance, with this new headset, you can customize the pulsing rates from 1 hertz through to, I think it's 10,000 hertz. Was it 10,000? Yeah, I think it's up to 10,000 hertz, which is pretty neat. They've got more controls, there's more things you can do, whereas their base models are more, put the headset on, press the button, after 10 minutes it turns off. So it is for more for like doctors or researchers or advanced biohackers or someone who knows their stuff. It's not for everyone, but hey, it's a new product, so I wanted to talk about it. I've got a discount code for them. It's ALEX10. Will save you 10% on their product range, by the way. Next up, Infraredi. They placed third in my 2021 comparison series. They have announced their new Flex range. So this new range has multiple wavelengths. It has a dimming mode. It has inbuilt pulsing, which is neat, and apparently more power as well. So I don't know when that's going to be out. I reached out to them asking, hey, when's it going to be launched? I don't know yet, but there is an announcement on their website. So you can go over there and have a look. They've got a bit more information. So that's cool. As soon as they've got those new panels, I'll be testing them and talking about them here as well. So be sure to hit subscribe for that. Next up, LightPath LED, they have announced a few changes. First up, they've got a whole new website. It's pretty slick, so head over there and check it out. They've got a new floor stand, which is neat. I know a lot of people like them. They're also selling dual and quad combination options. So these are multiple panels that come in one package. So you can get 4 of the LightPath LED panels and you've got quite a big setup. It's also going to cost a lot more money, but hey, that's how it works, right? They've also launched a new iLED pad system. Now, this can be placed directly on the body. They have got it on their website wrapped around their head, marketing it as a brain cognitive enhancer, using it for brain disorders and whatnot. I noticed though that the LEDs, most of the LEDs are 850. There are some 660 nanometer LEDs in there. I'm surprised by that. I thought we would have saw more like 810s, for instance, because I know Scott is very well aware of the benefits of 810 nanometer light for brain health, and that's why his LightPath LED large pulse panel, I think the top third has more 810 nanometer LEDs up there, so it's hitting the brain. So I'm not too sure why we're not seeing 810 nanometer LEDs in that iLED pad system, whether they couldn't do it or it was too expensive, I'm not too sure. But anyway, it's something you should check out if you're... Actually, I've had quite a few people ask about brain, what device is best for brain function, and that's what I was going to cover in this month's question. So I've sort of touched on that, but we will come back to that. We'll circle back to it, huh? Next up, we have Redlight Co. They have launched a new product. It is called their Red Rush 400 pulse. Now what they've done is incorporated a bunch of pulsing frequencies into the panel. The panel itself still only uses 660 and 850 nanometer lights, but you're getting those pulsing options, which is interesting. I'm seeing more and more of it hitting the market now. LightPath LED and Juve, I think, were the only ones that had pulsing when I did my 2021 comparison series. Juve only had pulsing at 10 Hertz for their near-infrared light. The LightPath LED had the whole 0 to 10,000 Hertz option, and both red and infrared. But it's interesting to see more of these companies coming out with it. I know there is some science behind it, but I also wonder if a bit of it's marketing, and they've got to separate themselves from the crowd, and or at least keep up with the leaders. Who knows? But that looks like an interesting product, the Red Rush 400 Pulse. I may try and get my hands on it and play around with it. I don't know too much about the pulsing myself, but maybe now with more of these companies coming out incorporating pulsing, I need to learn a bit about it. Now the Red Rush 400 panel has been completely redesigned. It looks different to their older panel, which didn't place very well in my 2021 comparison series. They say that it's got a higher power output, and it's meant to be up there with the big boys in terms of power numbers. So again, I don't like taking figures from a website. Everyone tests differently or tests at different distances. I like to test myself with my devices and then compare that way. So if you're keen for me to get one of these panels and review it and test it, leave a comment below. If you want to check it out, head over to the Redlight Co. I'll put a link below. I think I've got a discount code as well. Maybe Alex, just try it. I think it saves you, well, it used to save you some money on the older panels. I'm not too sure if it'll work on this new one. All right, now we're looking at some new blog articles that have been published this month or that I've just discovered this month. First up, we have an article on eye health and red light therapy that was published over at mitored.com. Now, this article covers all the questions I typically get, such as, should you use eye protection when using red light therapy? Does red light therapy help eye health? How does it help eye health? All those sort of things. So if you're interested in eye health and red light therapy, check out this article from Mitored. Platinum LED have just published an article on red light therapy and erectile disorder. Now, we know that red light therapy can increase blood flow, it can lower inflammation. Some say it can increase testosterone. There's still a little bit of uncertainty around that. Now, all of these things are proven to help ED. So check out this article over at the Platinum website if this is something that you want to know more about. Rude Care have published an interesting read on red light therapy use and MS, or multiple sclerosis. Now, multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disorder where the body's immune system effectively attacks itself. Now, we know red light therapy decreases inflammation and fatigue. Now, what the article talks about is how red light therapy use decreases inflammation and improves fatigue in people who suffer from MS. And it gives you a little bit more information about the link between the two. So check it out if you or a loved one suffer from MS. All right, now in this month's red light therapy study, I have something that's quite interesting. It was looking at red light therapy use and weight loss. So what the study involved, and I'll put a link to it below. I was going to read the title out, but it's like 3 or 4 sentences. It's like a paragraph effectively. So I'll just link to it below. But this study took 66 obese elderly women. I think the average age was about 66 or 67. Now, these women were split into 2 groups and they followed the same diet. It was a standard calorie deficient weight loss diet. One of these groups used red light therapy and the other didn't. Now, the group that used the red light therapy, it was a little bit vague as to exactly what they used. Like, the study report didn't go into wavelengths or irradiance or even the device used, but they either were shining the red light therapy intranasally, so through the nose, such as the Vielight device, or on acupuncture wrist points. So both of those are going to potentially irradiate the blood for a full body systemic effect, but it wasn't a full body panel. Again, the study didn't really go into too much details, but we know they were using red light therapy. Now, they followed the diet and the red light therapy protocol for 12 weeks. The control group that weren't using red light therapy lost on average 6.4% body weight. The group that were using red light therapy and the diet lost on average 13.1% body weight. So that's a huge difference. It's more than double just by using the red light therapy, which is quite interesting. Now, the other interesting thing is there were a lot of other benefits from the group that used the red light therapy, and the benefits were improved in areas such as insulin resistance, CRP levels, white blood cells, red blood cell count, mood. All of those variables improved more in the group that used red light therapy than the control group. So that's very, very interesting. I know some people have claimed that red light therapy is good for weight loss. I've never really made that claim myself, and it's not something that I've, if someone asks about the benefits, I've never really said it's weight loss. But hey, looking at this study, it looks like there could be something going on here. What would be interesting though is to have this study done on a bigger scale, and also have it really controlled, in more of a controlled environment, especially when it comes to the calorie intake. But still, those numbers are quite promising if you are interested in weight loss. Okay, so now in this month's question, I want to talk about red light therapy devices for brain health. I've had a few come through recently on YouTube. By the way, if you have any questions, just leave them below. I do my best to answer them all. Every Monday I sit down and answer every comment. Now, I've had a few questions come in saying, hey, what product should I buy? What panel should I buy? What wavelength should I get for someone who suffers from, a brain disorder? Alzheimer's is a common one. Parkinson's disease is another. Now, I don't want to get into the wavelengths and the specific dosages as such, because that's a big topic, and I'm sure others have written about it. So I'll find some articles and try to link to that, or at least include them in a future video. Instead, I want to focus more on the product. What product is best? If your sole goal is to help with brain function, I think you should get a product that is specifically designed for brain health. And the big one here is the Vielight or Vielight. Now, I mentioned this at the start, how they've got their new product and it was $5,000. Don't let that scare you off. They do a lot. They've got quite a wide product range, and you can get products from them for much cheaper than that. So they've got headsets that clip on the head, or intranasal devices that go up into the nose and shine it into the brain cavity. Remember, the red light therapy, especially the near-infrared, penetrates quite deep into the body, so you're getting a benefit there. Now, these guys are like, they've got a big research department. There's a lot of science going on over there. This isn't just some fad, like, hey, look at us. They're used by a lot of doctors and medical practitioners, and a lot of people have had amazing results with them. So that would be my first pick if you're, if you've got a loved one who's suffering from it, or you are yourself, or you just want to try improve your cognitive function for your work or for life. Check them out, okay? I have done a review on it many years ago. It was a very short review. I personally didn't notice any major changes from using it, but I didn't have any brain disorders, right? Now, you can get various headsets, and it's probably best to reach out to them and talk to them about your specific needs and illnesses, because they'll be able to find the best product for you. I do have a discount code, ALEX10, saves you 10% on their products. If you don't want to go down that route and you just want to get something that's going to help with the brain function, but also, sports recovery or that sore knee, and you want to get more of a body panel, then I'd probably look for a panel that is incorporating 810 nanometer light and a big chunk of it. Now, LightPath LED, who I've mentioned before, they offer their wavelength spectrum does utilize 810. I know a lot of other panels do as well, but I know LightPath LED, they've put more of those 810 nanometer lights up the top, so you can focus on, have that focus on the brain. But yeah, shop around. I mean, stay away from the companies that only use your 610-850, like Juve, for instance, only 610-850. Now, I'm not saying that won't work. I'm just saying, if it was me, I would be getting something that has 810 nanometer light. And I'll probably do some digging into other wavelengths as well. So in a nutshell, the Vielight headset is more of a targeted approach. Otherwise, you can go down a body panel route, such as your Mitre Reds or your LightPath LEDs or your biomaxes. Just make sure you're getting something that's got a good amount of 810 nanometer light. All right, finally, a bit of an update on what I've been doing and filming in the red light therapy space and what videos are coming out soon. So I've done a video on my own home setup here, which is pretty neat. I think you'll be quite impressed with that setup. I've done a Juve versus Mitre Red video that should be out soon, if not already. I've been playing around with testing areas and how much light is actually coming off a red light therapy device on the sides. So I've got some videos on that. Again, some of them may be out by the time this is published. If not, hit subscribe below. I've got some new panels from Huga on their way. I hope I said that right. I often get company names mixed up, so apologies if I said that wrong. So I got something coming from them. I'll be doing a full review and comparison and talking about that, which is going to be great. And another panel from Dermabeam, a little tabletop one. So check out, or be sure to subscribe if you want to check out those reviews. I do want to focus on some product reviews in that tabletop range, your 60, 80 LED range. I want to focus on that in the second half of this year, so you're going to see some more product reviews for those size products. I finally managed to get an order done on Alibaba the other day. I nearly gave up, but I gave it another crack and I managed to get an order placed. So I am going to go on there and order just a cheap Chinese, no unbranded panel, let's call it like that. And I want to test it, share my experience, because a lot of people say, hey, do we need to buy it through one of these companies? Can we just buy it straight from China? My experience so far has been, look, it's easier buying it from an American or Canadian company and speaking to someone like on the other side who speaks English and that, rather than doing it through Alibaba. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to get one of these products and we will test it. I don't know when that will happen, but it will happen one day. So again, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to check that out. If you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed these this news update, again, like, comment, question, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And I'm still keen for feedback. I'm always keen for feedback. If you want me to, look at a certain product or talk about X more and Y less, or if I'm talking too fast, I get that a lot. I apologize. I do suggest though, if you can't keep up with me and my accent, go down, hit the little gear button and slow the playback speed down to 0.9 or 0.8. I often speed it up, even when I'm watching my videos back, I speed it up. So that must be very fast, given that I talk reasonably fast. But That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do want to buy any of these panels, remember discount code Alex or Alex10 for the Vielight should save you. That helps you save some money and it helps me continue to test and put out videos like this. All right guys, I'll see you later. Bye.